Hi, welcome to the Train Shop Weekly. I'm Bill Henning. This is Harry, my brother the third, Walt Irvine.
How you doing?
For Father's Day, we invited the old man here, Harry Henning.
How do you do?
The boss, the dad. So
the
welcome
old man.
to the old man.
The old man, yep.
Yeah. So welcome to our train shop. Whenever, if you enjoy the show, hit like, hit subscribe, and thanks for joining us. First up, what do we got? A couple magazines.
Couple new magazines from Trains. We have Horsepower. I really haven't got to look at that one.
This is a special issue, Norfolk Southern. It's their 40th anniversary.
And then we have Classic Trains on the EMD story.
That was pretty interesting.
So I won't talk about that. Classic Trains, has a good article on EMD, especially the GP30s. But for some reason, there's a GP30 missing in here.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Which one?
5513.
There's no
New
Reading.
Hope and Abbeyland.
No, there's no Reading GP30. Reading was.
I think they were the first. That was the first one.
Yeah, I think the they had a lot of GP30s, so I was kind of surprised there was.
And then we got Trains and Rails, Springfield, Ohio, Mainland Tower, Indiana, High Rail, Alcos. Another one I really haven't got to look through yet.
I looked through it. It's got some kind of cool maps.
Couple
Cool maps, like one of the areas. I mean, it's like all the different
good ones
railroads.
to plan out a model railroad or something.
Oh yeah, like the one map I think I had like 6 or 7
spurs on it.
No, like Baltimore, Ohio, Penn City, New York Central.
Where they merge.
Yeah, like where all the interchanges, L&N, Wabash, Nickel Plate.
I have to check that one out.
It's interesting. There's an ad on the back. You can buy a watch made out of retired rail.
Woohoo!
I just thought that was interesting.
I got retired rail at home. Okay.
Now you can have a watch made out of the official watchmaker of the Canadian Pacific Railway.
Cool.
That's Canadian Pacific.
Here, give me them. I'll stick.
I thought that was kind of interesting. Well, as far as what came in this past week, actually this week, we had a handful of Lionel stuff come in.
Look.
One of the things we're most excited about was a couple of special issues, a couple of Lionel SW1200s. It was kind of done in association with one of our suppliers, Emery Distributors. They did a special Philadelphia, Bethlehem, and New England, number 42. This is actually pretty sharp looking. I really like the scheme of it.
Yep.
The yellow and black. I like the curved black on the end.
I remember seeing them up in Bethlehem. Yep. Back in the steel plant.
There's a Cambria, Indiana Railroad. These are actually in the Northeast too.
Yeah.
Northeast Pennsylvania.
Well, believe it or not, you find some of those every once in a while, like 39. I don't know the history, but you'd find some with the other road badging down at Bethlehem Steel. They kind of migrated from place to place, I guess, is where they were needed.
They must have been owned by the same company, considering the paint scheme, I would think.
But
they're pretty sharp.
Yeah, they're neat.
We got a couple other railroads too.
Yeah, then some of some of the other cataloged ones that came in.
We got
I like that bright orange thing.
Penn Central.
Yeah.
For all you Penn Central fans. There's Penn Central. And these are SW1500.
That's the one I like.
This one
nice
is
and bright.
number 13 U.S. Steel. Safety first. Fairless Works.
Sure, got a lot of striping going on the back on the cab. That one is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's local. I think that's much over in Fairless Hills. U.S. Steel.
It's pretty cool. A lot of stripes. Jeez.
Santa Fe here. For all you Western folks. Out west, Santa Fe fans. And what's this?
EJ&E. I'm not sure what the EJ&E stands for.
Joel.
Elgin, Joliet, and Eastern.
There you go.
There you go. You heard. It was something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. This, what do you call, actually has a little old barcode from like the 70s.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah, I noticed that little barcode from the 70s.
When I used to work for your friend
Freddie, what do
there,
you
Freddie,
Yeah.
at the steel plant, that's what I used to have.
And we also came
We
in
had
as
1,200 like that, you know, that particular color to haul the steel in.
all right, the Lionel ST45s. We got Norfolk Southern High Nose.
Very nice.
Springfield Terminal in High Nose too.
That one I like the paint on. That's got a really nice paint job.
Then you got good old Burlington Northern. I like that one. I was trying to find out if that was a Great Northern engine or a Northern Pacific number. And you got old Harry's favorite.
Demonstrator.
Uh,
Oh, the Pensy.
Pensy. Very plain and simple.
You know, if it wasn't for the Strasbourg, I would have had one of them.
And then you have the EMD ST40 demonstrator.
That's pretty cool.
Demonstrators are cool too, because you can run them with almost any railroad.
Yep.
Most of these are in 3 versions. There's 2 different numbers for the powered, and then there's a third one, which is the super base. So it's a non-powered with the super base. So,
Like they do with the AVA units.
right. So they're doing it these. So like I say, like we got 2 powered ones and 1 non-powered available.
Well, Bill, I guess these.
Now we got Bill's
Bill's up. Here you can talk about your.
Amtraks.
Here you go.
It's a Genesis Diesel. Amtrak Genesis. These are the Lionchief Plus 2.0.
Did you get the 50th anniversary one?
No, we sold out of them already.
Wow.
There were a couple people pre-ordered them, and then today we
Picked them up already, huh?
Yeah, in fact, today the last one went out, so didn't get to show that one off. But yeah, the Lionchief Plus 2.0, so that means you can run them off of the universal remote. You can use your
Phone.
Bluetooth for your phone.
Or your legacy remote.
You can use a legacy remote on the TMCC. Yeah. So you basically just about run these or transformer controlled.
You want to run one and show everybody how well
Yeah,
they are?
we'll take one of these for a spin.
Yeah, let's
We're
do
gonna
that.
we're gonna go through some of this stuff because I want to try out this. I really want to try out this guy also.
Sounds good to me.
So we'll look at some of these other new stuff first.
And then
Well, we're not done with the, what do you call it? We got some
we got these buildings from Lionel. They're HO buildings, and everybody knows I am heavy into building kits. But what I really liked was this one here is the Anheuser-Busch. There's 3 pieces to this set. This one here is the Burgonette, where you sit out and drink your beer. The actual brewery, and then the distribution center. Which I thought this was a really nice kit for somebody for a layout, because you can have the whole thing all set together.
especially if you're a Budweiser kind of guy.
Yeah, I think it's a nice little set. Then they have their firehouse, which was the one of them they got from Model Power. And the
That's the ice cream shop. I was thinking this is the time we came in. This is the one
Ryan's been working on.
Ryan and what's her name was
Megan.
Megan been working on Lionel's Workshop Wednesday.
Yep.
Wanted to do one with them, but they just
We didn't have any.
Yeah, they just finally came
Yep.
in. So sorry, Ryan. Maybe we'll build one up and send you some
Well,
pictures.
Ryan's doing another one that they're going to be doing a build on too, coming up. Yeah, because I told him, I said, send me the kit.
That's a hot dog shop. Yeah, they're gonna build these up. Take before we even get them.
Yep.
Yeah, why don't they expand the kits to O
Now-
scale?
That one I remember as a kid.
Well, wait a minute. You're done with the town hall.
Town hall.
Yep.
Now this is. I need to have on your layout. A
Now,
house on fire.
when we were kids, that was originally the IRS building on fire.
Firehouse.
And you remember that one, don't you, Dad?
Not really. I remember the old Ren
That
wall.
we had the fire. We
house
had
on fire and
we
a
had the
pumping,
house on fire, and then this
firehouse.
came out in the 70s. And this was the IRS building from AHM at the time.
Is it?
The only,
That
yeah.
guy comes with smoke
I
and
still-
LEDs.
Believe it or not, I still have the AHM one. It's one of the few buildings in HO I didn't get rid of. Was the IRS building.
I don't know. I think the IRS building was a different building.
Nope, the same building. Yep. The only difference is the color was tan. It wasn't the dark brick.
We'll have to Google that.
And then from,
These?
yep,
These are cool. Yeah, I saw
they
these.
were Monogram that made them
Well,
originally.
that was,
Monogram?
what was that?
You know, Monogram or Lindbergh. Oh wait, these are Atlantis. These are they're 1/48 scale plastic model kits, but they're trucks. They're really cool.
Actually, that's the way I have it on the layout with the scaffolding in the back.
And they are made in America.
Yeah, this was nice. Made in
And
USA.
let's say give a shout out to Atlantis Model Company out of New York.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, they do look pretty cool.
They come out with some more trucks, man.
They're nice. Don't they have like the engine in them and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one did say
Yeah,
it had
these were-
the engine. the
These
opening hood.
had just about everything. It was molded, but it was there, so you could have the hood open.
Yeah, I think it'd be great for a garage or a junkyard.
This is the one I've used the cab for this for my car carriers. And when I did the auto racks, I used the actual, remember the red mobile truck?
No, I remember the red Texaco.
It was
No,
mobile.
there's a mobile one too.
The mobiles are the ones I used for building the auto carriers.
Thought they would be cool, especially the. I really like this state.
Yeah, they're really nice. All right.
Oh, the other things came in is the modern box car.
The modern box car.
Modern box. Nice
40
sharp.
footer, 50 foot. Does it tell you the footage?
No, I would say about 50, these are 50 footers. This is Rock Island, sharp looking thing.
Yeah, it's about a 50 foot box
Ashley Dew and Northern.
car. I heard there was one there with the C on it.
And yours, Conrail.
See, Dad said it for you, okay?
C-Rail. Get it right, old man. C-Rail. For all you C-Rail fans. We got them in the C-Rail in 2 different road numbers, and
Ashley Drew and Northern.
I'm sorry, I couldn't get it out of my mouth.
Is that like Conrail if you can't get that one out either?
C-Rail, get it straight.
They're a basic box car. It got molded on handrails and stuff. I mean, they retail I think for $59.
53 and 53. Oh.
I know
They retail for $59.
they look similar to the ones Atlas did a while back.
And they're metal trucks, but not sprung loaded. They're
They look
pretty
like
basic,
a Weaver car.
pretty basic truck.
No, Weavers had all ladders. Ladders were always.
Yeah, these are molded in. So.
No, they had a car like this with them molded in too. They were the later ones. They were a modern car. They weren't. They were different.
No, these were made in.
But it reminds me of the Atlas car that I have because of New Hope and Ivyland on it that we got. I think I got 2 of them that they did back
Where are
then.
these made in?
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean they're a nice basic modern car, reasonably priced.
This one.
Now, you want to pull out that set, Dad?
What's that?
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Oh,
American Flyer.
I wasn't gonna open it.
No, you can actually pull the front off because you can see the cars.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, American Flyer. It's the 75th anniversary of American Flyer, so they kind of came out with this.
Look at that, you're older than the damn American Flyer.
Cool.
Can you see anything?
They're nice looking cars.
We'll just pull out one car. They're nice.
Yeah.
It's a really nice, sharp looking set.
I've got a Legacy Pacific engine in it.
Yeah.
Baggage car, coach, dining car, and observation.
75 years. Actually, it was 75 years last year. 2021 was the 75th anniversary.
70 inch, the
So
train
they're a
is
year,
70
they're a
inches
year
long.
late.
It's a 6-foot train.
Yeah.
Shy.
It's a nice looking set.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool. If you're an American Flyer S-Gauge fan, it's
It's,
a
if
great
you're
set.
an American Flyer collector, this is a must-have set. Is, you know, got to complete the collection. There's the front of the box. Very nice.
Beautiful.
Yep. Let me get this off the counter and we'll get this out of our way here.
I want to run my engine.
Well, let's run it.
Try my train out. Let's try this train. Taking my train and going.
Tower here. Start up and hold. Over. Read you loud and clear. We'll get up and running. Out. Switchless says we've got 1 off and 3 on at the head end.
Couple engineers in there.
location. Dispatcher out.
I'm gonna be here for a while. Timetable has us holding here for number 9, and she's running about 20 minutes late.
Dispatcher, we're ready. Is it okay to pull? Over. Take the green. Out.
Alright, this is the Amtrak Genesis, the Lionchief Plus 2.0. We know one of the things, you can run it with almost anything, whether it be the legacy remote, the universal remote, your Bluetooth. But one thing to key note, when you're using the legacy remote, you do have to change it over to TMCC. You're not running it off of legacy control.
Go into info, and we turn here, diesel, we're in, and then we go into where it says cab mode. We want to put it into TMCC mode, and then we go to the rail sounds. Rail sounds 5 or rail sounds will work, and then we can, sorry, it was rail sounds that it was. So we gotta make sure it's rail sounds, and put it in rail sounds. Alright, once you have it in TMCC mode, guys, now we can fire it up.
Engine to tower. I'm made up. Am I clear outbound? Over.
Stand by for track order. Out.
mentioned, you can also use the universal remote.
Engineer train 3 to dispatch. Arrived and in position. Ready for our next run. Over.
Roger that. I have you down. All the universal stuff that you can use with this engine on it, the app, the 2 different style remotes. So you're new getting into this. You really got a lot of features you can play with and simple ways to get into it.
Calling dispatch. Are my orders still good? Over.
You have a clear alley ahead. Out.
Alright, now that we're connected, you see with the app, you have your horn, you can hit bell on, bell off.
Engine to tower. I'm made up and I clear outbound. Over.
Couplers,
Stand by for track order. Out.
and your speed control. Then you want reverse. For forward and reverse, now we hit reverse, we can come back. And that gives you your app for that. This one here, you can make adjustments on your sounds and your bells and so forth. And that was this one here. So you can adjust your horn and make it louder or softer. So you can play with your volume on that. Alright, now that we're done playing, gotta say this one has a lot of options for newbies, that's for sure. You know, as far as whether you've been in it for a while, you can use your old legacy remote, or you're just getting into it, you've got the universal remote or even the app off your phone, which I think is great, especially for the beginners. And that one's a beautiful looking piece.
I like this engine. We all like the switchers. Love how slow they go. They're really geared down. I know.
Designed for hauling.
Yeah, designed for hauling and pulling and stuff. So switcher operation. But one thing when we were grabbing a couple cars to pull around, Walt and I were comparing the Bethlehem Steel Gondola cars. It's obviously this is your traditional, a traditional gondola, and this is actually a scale. But what is it?
65 footer.
Is it 65 footer? It's a long. That's
Well,
this is actually close to a 40-foot gondola.
You can put a lot of scrap metal in that long one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a more modern version, but
Yeah.
actually this is based on a 40-foot gondola. So
I just had to laugh how much of a difference.
well, changing years.
There you go.
Yeah, what's the build date on the smaller one?
The smaller one, the build date? Yeah,
Probably like 30s or 40s.
it doesn't.
No build date.
Well, the short car is for shipping steel
Coils.
Coils, yeah.
And I would think that the long car was for scrap metal.
Rather long IB.
Well, these are what I used to empty out when I worked for steel processing.
Yeah.
I used to get in the short style car,
But three of them.
and we used to lift them up with the crane. We got
Let me see
them
the
in,
short
they were two, they had 4 coils in each car that we used to lift out with the crane for cutting.
This is
and they were
1970.
Hmm?
I guess this one says 1970.
Yeah. That's why I said that's more of a modern car. That one there's roughly, they were used in the 40s. The shorter ones, and they're still used today.
I just thought it was funny. The difference.
Yeah,
in
it's
size.
neat though. These are deeper too.
Then the ST45s, obviously.
That's like one of my
Nice road engine.
nice favorite engine.
Yeah.
Wish Lionel would come out with a Reading one.
Hint, hint.
Hint.
They had them.
What do you call? Just hopefully they're painted correctly. That's all.
Well, we'll have to kick it around with Ryan.
No green numbers.
No green numbers. Yep.
I'm just kind of trying to find out if this was an X Great Northern one or an ex.
Well, you'll
Northern
have to
Pacific.
look it up one of these days and see what's what.
I did. I couldn't find anything. I was looking it up earlier.
Let's talk about now that we have Dad here for Father's Day, and
Yeah.
we wish everybody that's following us Happy Father's Day as well.
The Harry, our dad, my mom, my aunt and uncle, they recently went on a trip. They went down to Florida, took the auto train.
Why don't you come over
You
here?
never took the auto train.
Yeah, let him over
it's
here.
the first time I've been
I'll
on the auto
swap
train.
spots with you.
Well, we got a few pictures that Mom had texted me during your trip. So.
Yeah, she kept texting us pictures.
Uncle Ed had driven his Cadillac, took the four of us down to Virginia, where we met the auto train. You had to be there by 12:30 to
Did
log
you get
in.
the early load or the later load?
Didn't matter. You had to be checked in by 12:30, and they finished loading at 3 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, the train pulled out, and it took 2 hours to take the auto loaders that had actual cars in it to ferry them down and hook them up to the train.
Do you know how many there were?
There's something like 32 cars altogether on this train. It's 3/4 of a mile long. It's the longest running train in the States, they said.
You know how many auto carriers there were?
No, they had told us, but
There's
I
18
don't
auto
remember.
racks that are in that
Were there?
train,
Well,
yes.
Either way.
And they're not the shorties, they're the modern long ones.
Yeah, there's the old man in his. Are you at the bedrooms?
we
Did
had
you have a roomette?
Yeah,
No, they had a bedroom.
we had a full bedroom, an upgrade from the roomette.
Oh, that's cool.
The only thing that wasn't cool was our room was set right on top of one of the trucks, and that's the worst place you want to be riding an overnight, riding on top of the trucks. Every time the train went over a switch, it was bang, 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 and your bed rocked. You know, they need more springs on those cars. But
Better shots, huh?
years ago, we took the Montrealer up to Canada, and there we were in the center of the car, and it was just smooth sailing all the way. But they had told us there, you know, don't get a roomette above a truck. You're asking for trouble.
It's like going on a cruise ship. You want your bedroom in the middle of the boat, so don't
Not
get
in
as
the
much-
bow.
so you don't get as much rock.
Yeah, you get the seasickness if you...
Let's say picture area in the dining hall. How is the food?
The food was excellent. As it turned out, they didn't have enough staff to put us in the dining room, and my sister and brother-in-law, matter of fact, all four of us were disappointed. But then we were assigned one person to take care of our needs. His name was Joe. And Joe says, don't worry about it. He says, when the food is ready, I will bring it out to the dining car. So we took our seats in the dining car, and sure enough, Joe delivered the meals. He got a nice tip at the end of the day, let me tell you. That's my sister Ann, then my uncle, or my brother-in-law Ed.
My uncle.
Yeah, your uncle.
Then I heard the next day you had yourself quite,
Yeah, I heard
quite
this
a meal.
was a high-priced dinner.
Anyway,
What'd you get?
I had a lobster tail dinner. This was the most expensive restaurant, and I can't see anybody, at least the average guy, going back
That's a
for a
pretty good.
repeat.
Yeah, that's a pretty good sized lobster.
That's a
tail.
lobster. It was a 20-pounder
Jeez.
and $140.
How big was the doggy bag?
I had that sucker going in no time.
Then I saw
Then-
you did some airboat.
Later on, we went down right across where we ate this dinner with $140 lobster. They had airboat rides, and we checked around. We just could not find the address present on a building for this air bus or air ride. Well, we came back the next morning, and what the guy does, he pulls up at the wharf, and then you make your reservation. You can go out in the morning at 9 o'clock, or you can go out at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We made a reservation for the next morning, and
So how many gators did you see?
the airboat has a Chevy big block engine.
Oh, the 454?
Yeah, it's 650 horsepower. The airboat itself is aluminum. It sits 4 people plus the driver, and it'll do up 35, 40 mile an hour. Going through the swamp or the backwoods, he come across some grass pieces, and it doesn't look like there's any water around, but man, he can gun that boat. He'll swivel it left, he'll swivel it right. You think you're going to fall out of your seat. It's a good thing your seat belted in. But we had a great time on that. That was approximately a 2-hour ride across the bay into the swamp and back out. As far as the alligators, we only seen small ones, maybe 3-4 foot or smaller. But it was a good trip. Later on, we went to an alligator zoo farm. They were supposed to have a 14-foot, the biggest live alligator in the country right now, but it never showed up.
That one's a live one?
That's a live.
The little one.
Little one, yeah, little baby.
Can I bite anybody?
Not if you handle it right.
So what's the story on the cat?
The cat was part of this alligator zoo. They had several cats, mostly alligators, and then a boat ride.
There you go. Getting
This was
Getting eaten by a gator.
Gatorland?
Yeah, this was a homemade gator, probably about 40 foot long.
Yeah, I think I have a picture of my kids in that from 10 years ago. In that same gator.
And the day after, we went on this boat, which was there again at the same dock where the airboat was, to go through the swamps. Now, this was not steam powered. It had 2 diesel engines, 850 horsepower each diesel engine. It ran on diesel fuel. Took us across the bay. We had a wonderful meal.
Oh, they had food on that?
They had complete food, yeah. And drinks, whatever you wanted.
I guess it's another day, yeah.
That's another area, another local bar that we stopped at. It was an old firehouse, and it had a antique fire engine in there, and then the bar was
Man, look
set
at
up.
them beer taps.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
Quite a selection.
Yeah.
I saw you
Very enjoyable.
Stopped at Disney Springs.
Disney Springs. We got there and we walked probably a quarter of a mile from the parking lot to get into the springs itself, and it was so hot and humid. Not much shade tree at all.
That's because they want you to go in all the stores.
We went into the Coca-Cola store, got a couple cold Cokes, and left.
And left for a drink.
That doesn't look like Coca-Cola to me.
Yeah, it don't
That's
look like
another.
Coke.
That's the Hoffinger bar in Sonoma, and it was an hour and 40-minute wait the night before.
For dinner.
Yeah, so we went back in the morning before we left and had our beers there.
And you finish the trip off a margarita?
Every place we stopped, there was nothing but booze.
That's why it's called a vacation.
Yeah, man. It was fun.
At least you enjoyed your time away.
On the way back was the only disappointment.
Yeah, it is. Tell us about your
Was
trip home.
the auto train. We went to sign our car in for the return trip, and the trip was canceled.
They hit a shopping cart or something?
and we got a refund right away within in the station itself. But along the way somewhere, somebody had a big cart filled with mannequins, and the mannequins were and the cart were out on the train track. The train hit it, it broke some brake lines and key other pieces of equipment. So the whole line was shut down for 2 days actually. So we had to drive the 1,200 miles home.
Yeah, it's got to be a bit of a disappointment.
I didn't drive at all on the trip, but my brother-in-law drove 500 miles one day, 500 miles the next day, and the last 200 coming home. But it's no fun riding in a Cadillac for 500 miles. There's got to be something better.
I'm glad you had a good trip.
We did. We had a good trip.
The Challenger was fun when I drove it down,
It was just nice getting out and
stretching your legs.
forgetting about. Oh, you couldn't wait to stop, open the door, and get out and stretch your legs. You're almost crawling on the ground for a couple of minutes before you can stand up. That's what happens when you get old.
Yeah, I've done that trip myself a couple times. Parts. You had some parts you wanted to share with us?
We got some parts.
Right behind you.
Several weeks ago on the O-Gauge forum, the guys wanted to know how to put springs in the brush holders. And I chimed in on how and what to do to make a simple little tool at no cost to you. We take an ordinary heavy-duty paper clip, straighten this one leg out, then you take and whack this sucker flat. Then you just take a needle nose, bend this around, and now you can go in. Most post-war brush holders, you can undo this tab, but if you undo it a couple of times, you're going to break it. It's brass.
I don't know.
So what we do is just take this down in here. It grabs a hold of the spring. You pull it up. I don't have that one quite bent enough.
Finessed enough.
There you go. You just pull it up. Now this is mounted on the engine. You don't have to remove this. And so you have one hand free. You can just push the brush in and let it go, and it snaps back.
Here's what it should look like when you go and bend it.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a freebie tool. Play with it. All you got to do is be able to grab a hold of that spring leaf and pull it up. The other things we have gotten in are a bunch of the Lionel PT1. It's the staple end trucks. Now, these trucks, some are brand new, left over, some are slightly used, but they have the stud on it, they have the grounding strap on it for like a lighted caboose, and they're for sale $4 a piece. The other thing we bought was the coupler plates, various ones.
Don't have many of those.
And we've been assembling these. This is this particular one here is a 483-2. It's the part number, and that's a coupler with a slide shoe for the operating cars, like the log cars, ore cars, and so forth. and they're brand new. They're $11.95.
Get a truck and a plate, and you're
in business.
You're in business.
But the regular coupler without a collector, the coupler plate is a 480-25, and this has the T tab uncoupler. And these we put together, they're $7 a piece. The coupler with a roller assembly, but no coupler. This is for like the front end of a Lionel whistle tender, or maybe the rear end of a lighted caboose. This one here, the coupler with a roller assembly, that's $11.95. And this is for most of your lighted cars, some of your passenger cars,
Tenders.
floodlight cars, the tenders. One more thing is this truck here. These are brand new, original Lionel trucks, never used, from back in the late 40s. We have about 40 of these, and they're for sale. They have the slide shoe on them, they have the roller pickup, and the electric wire wound coupler. These go for $25 a piece. It's a little on the pricey side, but brand new.
You get brand new.
The most recent thing we got back stock in is the American Flyer O gauge. It's the AO-1000. It's a 4-wheel set, spoked red wheels with the wraparound rims that fits all the American Flyer O-gauge electric locomotives. We also are offering them in orange, and on order we'll paint some black for you. We had a couple of customers ask for black ones.
And then we have coming up in our wheels in the next couple of weeks.
Nothing new, just trying to catch up on orders. The American Flyer standard gauge electric wheels are back in stock. We have plenty of those.
Yep.
Matter of fact, I have 3,000 more castings we're picking up Monday for future use. The American Flyer standard gauge steam engine and the Ives standard gauge steam engine wheels. Our machine shop has been working on tooling for the rims. It's used as the same rim for both American Flyer and the Ives wheels. And we've had some follow-up and expect to have rims within the next week or so. So hopefully by the end of the month we'll have American Flyer and Ives steam engine wheels available again.
Back in stock again.
Yeah, the Ives come in a wheels for a narrow motor and ones for the wide motor, and they'll come in either red or black, depends what you want to order. We'll do them up any way you want.
And this week we did have some people asking us about McCoy wheels. Yes, we do the steam engine McCoy wheels.
We do
So we
those.
do stock those as well.
We do those pretty much on a as ordered basis, but usually it only takes a couple days to make up a set of those wheels or whatever you need.
Yep.
That's about it for now.
All right, so that was new parts. And what else is coming up?
By the way, we got 2 extra parts I forgot to mention. The 154 post-war crossbuck, the mold is just being finished up. We will have these in about 2 weeks for sale. Then the other thing are the lenses for pre-war O-gauge floodlight cars and standard gauge floodlight cars. They're not glass, but they will fit the standard gauge and the O gauge, and they're going to sell for $1.50 a piece.
No, it's not an eye
And
piece.
they'll be ready in about 2 to 3 weeks also.
Needs a little brass around it.
That's what's coming anyway.
Where were those? In your pocket?
Yeah, something like that.
Allentown, first frost is coming up. Well, not really. It's coming up in November. But we do have tickets for sale here at the shop for the Allentown meet.
One of our big local shows.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's
one we support.
Yeah. Everybody in the Northeast knows the Allentown show. Also the what did you say, the Greenberg?
Greenberg. Still haven't got a confirmation if the club's going to be there just yet.
But the dates on that, do you know?
16th and 17th
Okay.
Of July?
of July.
Okay. Isn't it usually end of August?
Yeah, they changed a lot of the dates around.
And then we have Lansdale's.
Yeah, we've our annual Founders Day here in Lansdale, where we have the train
what
club.
date is that?
August 27th. We usually have the train club set up, and the S-Gauge Club is usually there. We have the Keystone, the N-Scale guys.
A couple times the actual railroads, SEPTA had some of their stuff out for display one year.
The New Hope and Ivyland Railroad will be joining us this year. They don't know yet whether they're bringing the number 40
will
or
be
not.
down or
Fingers
not.
are crossed. It's still on the table, but that hasn't been decided.
Yeah, that's a nice ride, usually up to Souderton and Telford area in the train. It's a different pace for people.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
T1. Maybe someday they'll have the rides down to Stony Creek.
A couple of years ago, they did something in New Hope. They ran down the Stony Creek. I think 2 years ago they did that.
Yeah, the track is looking pretty nice, the ties.
Yeah, they're starting to. What the guys that came in here today, they were saying about
They've been reworking all the rails, even up in Souderton. It's the
slowly
rails
picking
looking
up
good.
more rights down there because I think they want to try to get all the way.
They
That
want
way.
to go over to Norristown.
Norristown will probably end up going down and picking the cars up.
Then in September we have our annual Run for Fun, where we open up and we actually let a lot of you guys run on the layout besides visiting, and we have more than one layout when we
Will the train
have
club
that
be set
show.
up? Will the club be set up?
Club will be set up in the pole barn out there, yeah. We will have a standard gauge layout running as usual. We'll probably have a G gauge running, and some of the club members bring, I know we have an HO layout that will be coming. One of our customers has an HO modular layout that he's bringing. And there'll be probably a few others because some of our club members have their own small, I mean, Glenn brought last time N gauge and Z gauge layout, which were quite interesting.
Suitcase layouts.
Yeah, suitcase layouts. But we had quite a variety of trains for that weekend. And, you know, we have guys that come from all over the place. I know we have a group of guys that will be coming out from Western PA and Ohio to visit, and quite a few other states that are coming up to visit us as well.
All right.
So that's a fun event that we put on that weekend.
Other than that's it, right?
Yep.
I don't have anything else right now.
Wow.
I think
It's
there's
a
one
whistle.
thing to do. Whistle and
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Father's Day.
Very
night.
good.
Good night.